Hi Willie, Mark with VectorVest here. I want to follow up from our phone conversation and give you a quick glimpse inside of the VectorVest system and show you how VectorVest subscribers use our tools to make money in the stock market. I'm going to stick in the US database for this presentation, but just keep in mind that we do have 7 products around the world tracking over 18 exchanges. But again, I'm going to stick in the US for right now. I'm going to try to keep this video brief, as you asked, but I do want to highlight a few special things for you so that you get a good feel for kind of how VectorVest helps people make money in the stock market and really how a VectorVest subscriber uses these tools. So, number one, I picked a portfolio to demonstrate for you that was really based off of an entry from one of our subscribers in a recent portfolio competition. This is actually submitted by, it was entry 445, and he really embodied everything I think that we like to teach at VectorVest. You know, we tell people when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell, and he really took that to heart. In order to have this type of performance, okay, and this particular portfolio is up 243% since September of 2018. So we're not talking about a long period of time here. In order to achieve these types of results, you gotta get 3 main things right. You have to have precise market timing. You need powerful searches to find the stocks that you're going to buy or sell short. And you need a dynamic trading stop so you can lock in those profits. And we've got the perfect one. It's called Profit Locker Pro, and it's patent pending. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll include a separate video for Profit Locker Pro so you can get a feel for what that tool is all about. But you know, really the name speaks for itself. All in all, what we're looking at with this portfolio, it's not a buy and hold portfolio. And I just want to show you a very quick glance at the trade history so you can see what I'm talking about. You know, this portfolio has done a fair amount of trading to produce those returns. So I think that makes it even more impressive. It's not like we've got 1 or 2 stocks that went up. No, there's a lot of trades that came through this particular trading system over this time frame, both long and short positions. If you look at the trade type here, you can see lots of shorts, and then it flips over here to long, and then we're going back into the short category, and then back to long, and back to short. So along the way here, you're seeing a lot of trading activity occurring while this portfolio has been run. And I think that speaks volumes to the search that's being used in this regard, or the searches that are being used, because it has to continuously find stocks that are in line with the market and that are going to hopefully make you some money. And obviously, looking at that equity curve, it did just that. I'm going to show you the details really quick here of this particular trading system. And again, I just want to point out those 3 elements. It uses market timing. Right now, it's one called the primary wave. I'm going to show you that on a graph. And then it uses 2 searches. One when we get an up signal from the primary wave, and another when we get a down signal from the primary wave. So in the up signal category, we want to buy long from a search called jailbreak, no contra ETFs. And when it goes into the down scenario, what we're going to do is sell short with Doug's Downer Supercharged. I'll show you both of those searches in a moment. And then, of course, as I already mentioned, it uses Profit Locker Pro as the trading stop. And there's other rules for each side down here, but I'm not going to go into detail there because, like I said, I want to keep this brief. I do want to focus a bit, though, on market timing because it is the engine that drives this type of a portfolio. So I'm going to switch over here to our market timing graph. Looks like it popped up on my other screen, so let me bring it over here. And what this market timing graph depicts for you, it's an average of every stock that we have in the database, okay, over 8,000 stocks then, averaged on a daily basis, and then we plot it on the chart. So when you see the stock market getting creamed like it was over here, that means that most stocks in the market are going down, because this is representative of the entire market. And when it starts going up like it has here lately, that's the overall market going up. And one thing I say is, hey, you can buy the best stocks at the wrong time and lose money, right? If you're buying up here, you're going to probably lose money. The odds are against you. At the same time, you could buy the worst stocks down here and you can make money. So that's what you want to do. You want to start putting the odds in your favor, right? If you do the best of both worlds, right? You want to buy rising stocks in a rising market. You're going to do far better, obviously, than you bought the worst stocks in a rising market. So we want to put all of these things in line for ourselves to give us the best chance of making money. And that's exactly what happened with that portfolio that we were just looking at. Now, market timing is nothing new to us, okay? We have been doing this for over 20 years. This is a quick look at the overall market timing graph for about a 20-year period of time here. And I can tell you, having lived through it and been at VectorVest for over 20 years myself, I can remember the tech boom, right? 1999 through 2000. Those stocks were going up like crazy. Well, VectorVest in October of 1999 was advising people to get in the market then. We gave them a powerful strategy to use, and they were able to take advantage of the crazy rises in stock prices that occurred during that time period. And then in March of 2000, we actually were advising people to get out of the stock market. And at that time, you can think about the emotions and really the euphoria that was in the air. We were one of the few people talking about that at that time. But again, we're using a systematic approach to time the market. We got the signal, and it was a great call. Of course, we had the bear market that occurred right after that, and then finally in 2003, actually March 21st, I believe it was 2003, we got an up call on the market, and we were able to ride this huge wave up. So time and time again throughout history, we have actually never failed to signal one of these major market turns. Now, I want to make a clarification here. We are not predictors of the market. Okay, we're not, I don't know what you call it, a truth teller or we're a fortune teller. We're not fortune tellers necessarily. We're actually using a systematic approach to analyze the stock market, and we're able to give those signals. I'm going to come back over here to the more recent time period. And specifically for that portfolio, it was September, like I said, September through now. So I'll just highlight this time frame. So in this type of a market, that portfolio was able to generate 243%. The way that it was able to do it is because, again, it utilized market timing. And we've got several different types of market timing. You can see down here, these are actually our market timing calls. We've got a conservative style market timing call. And what that did is put on these little arrows on the graph. So you get fewer signals. It waits for more confirmation. That's what we call confirmed calls. So it waits for more confirmation, so you get fewer signals again, longer calls, so to speak. So on October the 4th, we got a down signal. In fact, I'll send you another video. It's got a market timing video in there that we've been running on television for a while. We gave 3 critical warnings leading up to this market down call that really saved people a lot of money from this enormous collapse in the stock market. And then it gets a buy signal over here. Now the portfolio that I was showing you in the beginning, it used, if you recall, primary wave. I don't expect you to remember that, but it did use a primary wave. If you rewind it, you'll see that. And so you get more signals, with the primary wave. What did I do there? I really messed that one up in there. Let me zoom in again, sorry about that. And I'll zoom in again. And that's good enough. So again, September 2018 through today, you see more signals obviously than you did with the confirmed calls. So you're getting a down signal over here, and you're taking advantage of this wave. Because it's not waiting for confirmation, you'll get some signals like this where you get a whipsaw or a head fake type of a thing. But it's really short-lived. You see, it's just a couple days there, and then you're right back down into the down scenario. But then you had an up signal over here, lets you take advantage of this up wave. Then another down signal and an up signal and a down signal. So even though the market had that volatility in there, that system through this time period was still able to have very good returns. In fact, it got you in the market very near the bottom. 3 bars off the bottom, you're back in the market and making money again. And that's really the name of the game. We want to be buying low and we want to be selling high. And the next thing I talked about was powerful searches, right? So it used those 2 searches, and I'll just show you really quick in our Unisearch tool how we can find those searches and just what those signals can do for you. So I talked when we were in the market timing graph about two main calls, and let me show them to you one more time. I'm going to remove these guys. I want you to focus your attention in here a bit on what am I going to do here? The October 4th call that we gave. Oh, I nailed it. October 4th right here was a down signal. And then on December 28th, oh, I hit it twice, was an up signal. So October 4th, December 28th. I'm going to run two searches, okay, the same two searches from that trading system I showed you earlier. I'm going to run the first one will be the short, okay, so on 10/4/2018, that was a down signal. So I'm going to change the date back to October the 4th. You can see it's red in the graph. It makes it easy for me to pick out. So I click OK there, and I'm going to go to our searches short. So it's Doug's Downers Supercharged is the search that contestant 445 used in his trading system. It comes up with all of the criteria for the search over here. I won't go through each one of those, but it's so easy to use this. You just click the run button. It scans through over 8,000 stocks. It brings you the top results. And what we suggest is you're just going to short now the top ranked results here, because what we're doing is we have a sort. So all of these results are going to be forced ranked. No matter how many stocks come up on this list, the ones that are at the top are the most relevant to that search's situation. So in this case, I'm just going to show you a quick test of those top 10 results. If you held those stocks till today, so if you were short from 10/4 all the way through 131, those stocks have gone down an average of 13%, 12.9%. But that's not what we're suggesting people do. We do want them to short on October the 4th. But remember, in December, on the 28th, we gave an up call. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to short on October 4th, and we're going to hold them until December 28th. And the performance is actually about 29% through that time period. And then the way the system works is you want to cover these shorts here, even though you're making money, even though things seem like they're going great. Because remember, all this red when you're short would be positive for you, right? That's a good thing. But you have to be disciplined when you're running these systems, these trading systems. So at this point, what you're going to do is bank your 29%, cover those short positions, and I'm going to change the date here. So now we fast forward in time. It would be December the 28th, and VectorVest said to go long. We would utilize our bottom fishing search, which is jailbreak, no contra ETFs. Again, it's got a different set of criteria. I'm going to scan the market, over 8,000 stocks. In a matter of seconds, it throws me up the results. And here again, I'm just going to take the top 10 stocks from the 28th, and I'm going to show you how they performed through today. So we're still in that primary wave up call. So for about a month later, those stocks are up 30%. And that's really the power of the VectorVest system. This is how people make money with VectorVest. Again, it's precise market timing signals, and you've got to be disciplined to stick with those signals, excuse me. Powerful searches. I just showed you two very powerful searches. And then each one of these positions is actually managed. I just did a buy and hold, a quick example here, but you would actually be managing these positions so that, some of these stocks that are up, 50, 60%, you may not get that whole 60%. You may get 50% to the upside. Then you're going to sell it off and get a new stock that can take off and run again. And that's how the system works. Now, let me go back over here to the portfolio manager. One of the things also about VectorVest I just wanted to point out, these are, relatively low price stocks. There's a lot of them are low price. A couple of them are $24, $13, but a lot of them are low price stocks. If somebody's not comfortable with that type of a low price stocks, they don't have to abandon ship and kind of go get another service, you can actually just use a different search. So I made another version of the same portfolio. It's got the same short strategy. It uses the same market timing, but instead I'm selecting from the S&P 500. So I'm getting much bigger cap stocks here. The prices are totally different. There's actually only one of them that's under $10 in this regard. And so these are the types of stocks that this portfolio would generate. And it's up from that same time period from, again, September 2018, a very volatile time in the market, as you saw from the timing graph, and you probably just remember from real life. They're up 80% over that time frame. Again, it's going to do this just about the same amount of trading. So I can show you the trade log again. But you're getting these larger cap stocks in here. It's still trading, going long and short on the market. And the reality is, you're going to make more when you're making money on those stocks, and you're going to keep those losses to a minimum. And just one more thing I wanted to show you is that maybe you've got an even larger portfolio. 10 stocks is just not enough diversification. Well, I did an example here for you where you can do a 20 stock portfolio, but it's against the same system. Right? You're going to use that market timing to tell you when to get in and when to get out of the market as a whole. You're still going to use powerful searches. So using that same S&P 500 search that I showed from the previous example. Plus, you're using Profit Locker Pro to keep your profits once you get them and not give them back to the market. That portfolio is up 51%, almost 52% since September 2018. At up 1.5% just today alone. So that's how they do it. That's how we make money with the VectorVest system. Do you have any questions for me? Don't hesitate, to reach out. Talk to you later. Bye.